I never know what I'm going to say until I hear it come out of my mouth. All right. So picture this. You're walking through, a big banquet, like a wedding or like some big event, right? And Nina's favorite hors d'oeuvre is the potato skin kind of thing. And Nina, help me with the potato skins real quick. Is that salt, like a sea salt, like a crushed salt, or is it bacon? What is on the potato skin?
Cheese, sour cream,
Sour cream. Okay.
bacon.
Bacon.
Yeah, sea salt.
Sea salt. All right. So exactly what I was envisioning, right? So of course everything's better with bacon on it. So you're at the event, right? And here's the maitre d' or the server guy, and he's got the white glove and he's got the little, the towel or whatever it is over his arm, right? And he walks past you with the most perfect tray of potato skins with the bacon, okay? And he says, "Would you like a potato skin?" And it's right there. You take one?
Yeah.
You do. You take one. Okay, very good. Very good. There's no like Q&A or I'm not sure or how long is it going to take me to eat this? Like sign me up. In fact, sign me up for a double. Okay. So I see the toothpicks there. I got two sets of, opposing what is it that makes us primates or something, right? Look at that. I got thumbs, right? I got thumbs. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the point is that it's easy to consume. It's easy to participate in, right? And so there is actually a topic in here, everyone, just in case you're wondering. Welcome, everyone. This is our live daily success call. It is Monday, the 14th of June, 2021. I'm John Levenier, your host. So the idea here is that it's not here's every server and every hors d'oeuvre and every main course and everything all at once. It is, they're making their rounds throughout the room, okay? And you get to participate on a gradient, right? And then you get to the main course, all right? So you're kind of going up that mountain as designed. Same thing here, right? So like the accelerator process, see guys, this does mean something to your business now. We're not just talking about potato skins at banquets. Personally, my favorite hors d'oeuvre, can anyone guess what my favorite hors d'oeuvre is?
Pig in a blanket.
Probably not. Yeah, go ahead. What is it, Allison? Missy?
Pig in a blanket.
No, it's something a little bit elevated from there. In fact, a lot elevated from there. Think surf and turf, but bite size.
Shrimp.
Close.
Oysters?
Starts with an S. They're round scallops wrapped in bacon. Bacon wrapped scallops. I think that is like the greatest thing ever. At my wedding, we had bacon wraps. I was like, look, I don't give a damn about the rest of the menu, but make damn well sure there's bacon wrapped scallops. Okay. And then you can see a smile on my face. Right. So anyway, what are we talking about? Right. So with the accelerator, I've said this often, okay, and any of you who've been in our live welcome sessions, and those of you who I have not yet met in a live welcome session, I am so anxious to do so because we are booked like a week out at this point. I've got all my spots today are packed. In fact, I had to increase capacity, and that just means that we're exploding and you're in the right place. But the accelerator process is, as I've said in our live welcome sessions, is designed to induce consistency. When we embrace any new, or even consider any new endeavor or new topic of study or new event that we could participate in, a lot of times when we see, we see the success stories, right? Here is Rachel, here is other people who have made a spectacle of themselves in a good way, right? And they are rolling in piles of cash and life is grand. Okay. So we want to get to the top of that mountain too, right? So we may think because we have in the past, we have crammed, right? We have forced our way into things that we've succeeded at, right? We succeeded. Okay. But it was a lot of work and it was this heroic effort and holy crap, give me my cape and mask, right? We're going to leap tall buildings in a single bound. We may assume that that's what's necessary to get to the top in this new endeavor, because it must be just like the other thing that I intended to and did succeed at. Okay. So now I must apply the cape and mask method. No. Okay. And this is why we see that as I've often said, habits beat heroics. So when we get consistent, when we just make a decision that, you know what, little bite size each day, I'm going to do a little bit. Let me have the hors d'oeuvre, right? Here's the bacon wrapped scallop. Here's the potato skin with the sea salt. We do a little bit each day, right? And we start to develop a habit around that. What we'll find is that we're putting in order, because all success is orderly. We're putting in order, not only in our minds, but on our calendars, and we're no longer in a state of force. There was a book, written some years ago by Dr. David Hawkins. Anyone ever read the book, Power versus Force? The Hidden Determinants of Human Behavior. Okay, so in this book, he was an applied kinesiologist. And so whatever you think about that school of thought. Okay, but the idea was that there are hidden determinants of human behavior, as the subtitle of the book is, where you might ask somebody, why did you make that decision? And they'll give you an answer. Will it be the right answer? Maybe. Do they even know? Right. And so his argument, and he wasn't the first guy to make this case, his argument is that we experience life and we make decisions based not so much on the logical thinking, but based on our emotional state, our chronic emotional state. And, we go higher and lower. Hey, I'm happy today. Oh, I'm down in the dumps. Right. But pretty much we show up in a chronic state. Okay. Whether that's enthusiasm, boredom, misery, grief, anger, right? Elation, bliss, right? So that's pretty high. So there's this whole, hierarchy, if you will. And so we have filters based on that and how we experience life, or how we accept or reject opportunities, how we come into actually making decisions, right? And we may not be able to vocalize that, okay? But when we find ourselves in a more powerful state, in other words, feeling enthusiastic, moving forward towards goals in a state of action, right? We are most often in that spot. We make better decisions because of our emotional state and our own recognition of being on purpose people. It's really amazing stuff, right? We start making better decisions, different decisions. And of course, that leads to different results, right? It's not through force. It's not through, hey, I'm pissed off and now I'm going to force solutions on problems, right? And force my way to the top. Right? Forcing solutions on problems. How many of us have done that? Just me, right? I'm unique. Okay. No, obviously. And then what was the result of that? Right? My best thinking in a low emotional state. Yeah, that's dangerous, right? So, and you could observe this for yourself, just looking at yourself and then looking at other people in your life. So back to the original point, the reason why we have bite-sized chunks, right? The reason why you're getting the hors d'oeuvre tray, that's what the accelerator is. It's the hors d'oeuvre tray. So you can taste little bits of what it looks like at the top of the mountain without overwhelming yourself and not sitting there in a state of mystery, wondering, what's next. Okay. But to see for yourself, right? Here's what goes on behind the scenes. And now because you decided, all right, at 2:00 every day at 2:00, I'm going to, let's say, go through one lesson in my course material and one module of the accelerator. There's only 7 or 8, right? But once you get through that, then you're going to get to more of the main course. Okay. And it's a very tasty main course. And I'm not going to reveal it to you, but it's extremely tasty. You want to get through the accelerator, get with your accountability rep, ring their phone off the hook, email them, smoke signals, carrier pigeon. I don't give a damn. Get in communication consistently with your accountability rep. And at the end of this process, you're going to find, oh my goodness, this is so easy. I got a whole new set of habits. And habits, can take longer, but still, you've gotten off of the starting line, we'll say. If the anatomy of success is completing what you start, then the anatomy of failure is not completing what you start or just never starting, right? So this is a start, right? This whole process that you're in, and a lot of you, in fact, I would say all of you, didn't even realize that there was a whole entrepreneurship and personal development aspect to this on the back end. Okay, but you're realizing that now. Okay, but that is, I would argue, the most important piece, because the internet exists for anybody, right? E-commerce, selling stuff, Yeah, any bozo can show up and do that, maybe make some money, maybe lose some money. I don't know, right? I'm interested in Jackie and Liz and Nina, right? I'm interested in Susan. Like, why is Missy going to, make a spectacle of herself with my help? Why? Well, she's got to have a reason why. If no why, then the how-to doesn't really matter. But you wouldn't be here if you didn't have a why. So that cat's already out of the bag, right? So I want you to just consider, what was our topic for today? It was something that Nina didn't even know she was introducing to me. Nina and Missy, they got here. They were the first ones here, in addition to me. And we got to kibitz in a little bit, which, by the way, you guys are always welcome to come on here early, stay late. This room's open for you. So there's no like waiting rooms or, Grand Master head poobah or something, right? We're just doing our thing. We're just having a conversation here. But the point, the topic that I wanted to introduce to you here today is the idea of, and it may sound like a broken record if you've heard me talk about this for a few times already, is the idea of establishing consistency. And in fact, one of the books that I recommended is The Power of Consistency by Weldon Long. Has anyone here actually read that book or have started reading that book, Weldon Long, Power of Consistency? Anyone?
Yes, I just purchased it.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Miriam and Liz, fantastic. Okay. Interesting read. Here's this guy who spent, was it 13 or 14 years in prison, multiple offender, right? Repeat offender, turned his life around through the power of consistency, or how he vocalizes it. Tracy, you've got your hand up. Tracy, did you have a comment, or you were saying, yes, I got the book. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. So, so if you read that book, you're going to find, what he did. He talked about a cycle, which he put down in writing, which is, basically thoughts lead to emotions, emotions lead to actions, actions lead to results. And then we have thoughts about those results, which lead to more emotions. This can be an upward spiral or a downward spiral. This is where the personal development comes into it, right? So here's this ne'er-do-well, right? Here's this criminal who is walking through life as a victim, right? And the world owes me something and I've been wronged. And meanwhile, he's the guy in the prison, right? So no responsibility. Okay. And so you can call it a spiritual awakening or what, but at one point he just like, holy crap, I'm the problem. I'm the guy who keeps showing up at the scene of the crime. Imagine that, right? And so let me turn over a new leaf. So he started studying, right? He started reading philosophy. One of the books that he refers to a lot in his book is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? He started, to the best of his ability, applying these principles or habits into his prison life, and he became a reformed man. And now, multimillionaire and free man, of course, and has a good relationship with his son, right? That was one of the things, one of the whys that drove him, was how he's been such a crappy father to his son. His son is growing up without a father. His father's a jailbird. So turned that whole thing around, and had, as he reports in his book, 7 years to just sit and kind of meditate on this. What are these habits? Who am I? What am I going to do when I get out of here? Right? Who is this new Weldon Long that will be of benefit to my fellow man, not a burden on society? Right? So 7 years is a little bit of time that you can think on that. And he did think on that every single day. Hence the title of this book. Right? Anyway, read the book for yourself and you'll see it's pretty empowering. So on one hand, we could say, wow, okay, this guy started from nothing, right? Prisoner, right? And now he made it to, spectacular success. Was that a disadvantage or an advantage? It was kind of both, okay? Because we can get clarity through contrast. If everything's just, mildly different shades of gray, right, I could see maybe a little improvement there. I don't know. But if something is major contrast, like here's black and white, there's nothing vague about that, right? So in that way, it was an advantage for him. But think about how further along you all already are. Is anyone tuning in from prison today? Misty, prison? No? Jackie? No. Okay. So you've got a bit of a head start, right? So can you, though, here's the question, can you, with the same degree of intent, with the same high necessity level, embrace your mission, your purpose, your philosophy of business and everything that you're about to do? Can you embrace it with the same fervor that this prisoner did, seeing the stark contrast between where he was and where he wanted to go? There's a saying that good is the enemy of great. You're all doing good. You're all surviving, right? I know some people it's short on cash. Some people I'm short on time. Some people short on both, right? Some people here, I just like to make a little extra income. I'm good already, right? I'm going to go golfing later and, play with the kids and whatever, check up on my investments. But, I'd like to do something more. So we got people from all different, let's say the strata of financial and lifestyle and ability, right? We've got all that. But regardless of where you're at now, can you induce that same level of intent that this guy did with mega contrast in his life? Or do you have to go hit bottom or something, right? Obviously, if everyone was satisfied with their current conditions before they showed up here, then you wouldn't have shown up here. No one reaches higher because, our life is just grand and everything's absolutely perfect. And I can't imagine doing anything more to fulfill a goal or a purpose. I've completely arrived, which, by the way, that's never the case. Never. If you've completely fulfilled your goal, you wouldn't be here like your goal, like your purpose in life. You'd poof, you'd probably evaporate into the air or something. So nobody ever does that, right? We've got these ideals, which we move toward. We've got goals along the way, but we all have a purpose, which, is bigger than just, you and this one lifetime. So think about that. Even if let's say you're already doing, I want you to picture this, right? You're doing great financially. Your bills are paid on the first of the month, every month for the rest of your life. I mean, that's what we're talking about. 10 grand a month or whatever to pay for your house, your utilities, and to buy toys or whatever. That's handled. That's handled. Now what? Picture that. Now what? And some of you are in that position. Now what? Well, you know what? I can do a whole lot more good with money than I can without. Just talking in relation to the business now. Okay. Yeah, I can do more good with money than I can. Well, let's go make some more money then. And what can I do with it? Right? Well, there's these purposes. There's these things that I'd like to contribute to, and maybe philanthropy, maybe start a school to teach children these methods that helped me get to where I'm at, this level of success in my life. I'll tell you what, that's needed, right? We got a lot of kids, graduating government schools with exactly zero marketable skills, even university. And here's your $150,000 bill with zero marketable skills. Well, maybe you could do something about it, right? Maybe a group of us could get together and do something about that. Well, that costs money. Well, let's go make some money then. I remember hearing this conversation with, this was being related to me from Deepak Chopra. Anybody ever heard of Deepak Chopra? Yeah, so he was talking about this world peace project that, who was it? Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, the guy who started transcendental meditation. So he's sitting there with his disciples, right? And he's talking about this world peace project. And one of the guys spoke up and said, where's all the money going to come from? And he responded, from wherever it is at the moment. I love that because it's kind of flippant. It's non-attached, right? It's purpose driven and it's expectant. So consider that. Now, when we get into thinking of our future, right? I've got these ideas of where we're going. Can we visualize that? Which is one of the things that Hal Elrod talks about in one of the other books I recommended, and which you should all be reading, which is Miracle Morning. Okay, but that visualization, right? Can we induce a state of expectancy and the emotional experience that comes with that? What does it feel like to actually have reached a goal? Okay, and then with no doubt, like we were talking about last week, a certain way, right? With an absence of doubt, we can just, with certainty, take whatever actions are necessary as revealed when we go down the road. Consistently go down the road. Hence, the original topic I brought up, which was consistency, is that you don't know the whole road. You got to take a few steps, and you can see more road, right? Any hikers here? I love hiking. I take my daughter hiking. She loves it. We're out in the desert. It's hot as hell. We're looking for rattlesnakes. We're looking at cactus and rocks, and we live in Arizona, right? And so I don't know where the summit is. It's up there somewhere. In fact, there's this one trail we go on. I took her on once. It's called Wasson Peak. It's in the Tucson mountain range, just to the west side of Tucson, Arizona. It's the tallest of the Tucson mountains, which is the shortest of the 4 mountain ranges that surround Tucson. But anyway, you can actually summit this whole peak. And it's a few miles of trail, but there's a lot of false summits along the way. There's like little rock encroachments or, buttresses or whatever it's called, right? But oh, is that the summit, Daddy? I don't know. We'll see when we get there. And when you get there, you look higher. Oh no, we couldn't see that. That was occluded. We couldn't see that summit. By the way, that's not the summit either. There's like 4 false summits on this trail. You can't see the summit until you actually get to the summit. So what does that mean? The only way to experience it is 1 foot in front of the other. I don't know if that's a terribly profound metaphor for anyone here. I personally like it because I've personally experienced it, and I've also experienced it more subjectively in my business life. No one knows how to reach a goal until they've reached it. But can you induce a state of expectation? Here's the question. Once you've reached that goal, what's your next goal? Bootsy, hiker here, desert, love too, fantastic. And yes, I did live to tell about it, Susan. I'll tell you a story about the first time my wife and I did a little hike in Patagonia, Arizona. It was interesting. But yeah, can you hit fast forward on the tape, on the videotape, and see the goal achieved, and think about what comes next? Can you put yourself into that position? We're going to talk about this more, okay? But can you put yourself into that position, into that expectant state, into a higher state of knowingness that the goal you're setting right now for yourself, your initial goal at the outset, is too late to fail. I'm already going to get that. That's fine. Okay, so since I already know that I'm going to get that, what would be my next goal? And then start behaving as the person who already has, even though you don't know the path yet, okay, but as the person who's got that guaranteed future outcome, guaranteed. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If you knew that your goal was guaranteed? You'd probably set bigger goals. I mean, if you really had that level of self-belief, and some of us got to work on that. I'm one of them, by the way. I haven't arrived or anything. I'm a few $1 million down the road from where a lot of you are right now, but does that mean that I'm arrived? You'll see me levitating outside your office window if that was the case. I'm not there yet. As soon as I figure that out, I'll write another book about it. But no, I'm just another bozo on the bus, right? And maybe I can illuminate the path a little bit, right? Because I've got some experience. I know stuff, allegedly, right? So yeah, I can illuminate the path a little bit. That's why I'm here. But clearly, you are so able. You just got to know it. You just got to know it. And so if we've come here with some damage, right, with some doubts about who we are and what we're capable of, we got to rehabilitate that. Because you know what? Dummies don't show up here, right? There's lots more entertaining things you could do. You go watch kitten videos on YouTube or something, right? If you just want to be entertained. We're here with a purpose. And I honor that. Like maybe more than you know. I honor that. So anyway, how long have I been talking? Crikey, 39 minutes past the hour. I shall now stop talking. Actually, you know what? I promised I would tell you a story about the first time my wife and I went hiking in Patagonia, Arizona. So here's that. And anybody who wants to talk, get ready to talk. So my wife and I grew up in New Jersey. We decided we've had enough of New Jersey. Okay, nothing against New Jersey for anyone who lives there. We had enough. This was a couple decades ago anyway. the year 2000 is when we moved. And so we decided what would be the exact opposite of New Jersey? Well, Arizona. Okay, great. So let's go to Arizona. And so we went there, and we're newbies, like we don't know anything about the desert. And so we're hiking through Patagonia is a little town. It's got a lake, and in southern Arizona, and it's pretty hot, but they got water and stuff. And so we're hiking down this little trail, and my wife sees a squirrel up in the tree. And she's like, oh, squirrel. And then I shove her. All of a sudden, I shove her off the trail. She's like, what? What are you doing? Right? And across the trail, stretched out, like across the entire trail, was a 5-foot-long Western diamondback rattlesnake, just getting some sun, just doing his thing. And she was this close to stepping on it because she was looking at the friggin' squirrel, right? So to this day, we've got a joke. Like if ever men, I don't know if you can't find the butter in the refrigerator, or where's the thing, right? I don't know where's the thing, right? And it's right in front of your face, right? So to this day, we have a joke. Whenever I can't find something or she can't find something that's right in front of our face, good thing it wasn't a rattlesnake. Yeah. So there's that. Now you know the rattlesnake story. The rattlesnake and the squirrel. It will go down in infamy. All right. Who's got words? Can I borrow the snake? Yes, Andy. You sure can. All right. Any thoughts, questions, ideas? I'd love to hear from a few people in the time that we have here. Anything you'd like to share? Don't be shy. I'm not hearing anybody. Right.
Ready.
Hey, Missy.
Well, something you said resonated when you talked about the Beatles yogi. Because I was trying to think of a saying the other day to my husband, because I am starting below ground zero. And there was some kind of saying like, there's no bridge in front of you, but if you take the step, the bridge will appear. Something along those lines. It's something similar. The money will come, from wherever it is. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. And I have lost a part of myself through this stupid condition that I have. And as I'm doing this, it's helping me gather who I was, because who I am, I don't know, but I got to go from who I was to who I'm building into. So I just wanted to say that this is helping me in a tremendous way. I don't feel it every minute. Most of the time I feel overwhelmed by everything, but I can see and I can feel that excitement. I can't necessarily picture it. I did a lot of that listening to Neville Goddard. Before the way I was able to do it when I was listening to him consistently. I could actually, in my mind's eye, feel a wall. I don't know if you've listened to him, but without touching anything.
I've read Goddard.
Yeah, he was a very wonderful, nice man. Who did amazing things. So I just wanted to say that I did not know that this was part of this gift that on, the whole, you paid a very little amount of money to get this gift. And I'm really appreciating it. And I feel like I'm surrounded by rattlesnakes, but I'm going to keep going anyway. The rattlesnakes are the things I don't know. Let's put it that way. But I'm going. That's about all I wanted to say. And thank you so much,
Missy.
everybody.
Thank you. We're really glad you're here. I will offer one suggestion. Stop affirming that you're starting at below ground zero.
But it's the truth.
Okay. Stop affirming it. What you validate expands. You get more of that. So you have been, let's say, below ground zero. And we could say that's a reality based on the past, right? And so if we work with what is, and you've got some advantages and disadvantages, you're an extremely intelligent person. That's a huge advantage, I think. Okay. And you've got some other disadvantage. Well, as is that. Okay. I get it. Okay. We don't have to keep dwelling on it. But that was the first thing you opened up with, was the affirmation that you are in present tense, starting from below ground zero. If we can just put that in the past, stop affirming that in present tense. All right. I say this with love. All right.
I know you do, and you're right.
Okay.
And my husband tells me all the time. So I've got,
Okay.
it's my thing. I got to work on it.
Okay. Well, we are working on it. We are working on it. Yeah. Here's an affirmation. My old programming falls away from my personality easily and effortlessly. Try that one on. Might be a bit to swallow at first, but just try it on. See what happens. Jackie, you've got the floor.
Oh, why do I have the floor?
Oh, you unmuted. I thought you had some profound wisdom to share with us here. Please.
No, I was just being prepared in case.
Well, you're
there
looking
was
awesome, my
something that
friend.
struck
I'm glad
me.
you're here. Yeah, glad you're here. That's Jackie, everybody. She's awesome. All right. Yes, sir. I hear AA.
Yes.
Who's that with the Bugatti?
How you doing, sir?
Good. Glad you're here.
Phenomenal. Great for your participating and helping our road to success. Thank you much, sir.
Thank you. So glad you're here. So I'm guessing that Bugattis are in your future.
Bugatti, correct.
Fantastic.
Correct.
That's a whole lot of car right there. Yeah.
Well, just setting the stakes high. Setting the stakes
Very
high.
good.
Amen. So one of the things
The moon, land on the roof. Shoot for the moon, land on the roof.
okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Dream
You were
big.
saying.
You're still gonna get somewhere.
Amen. I'm going. Amen. So the question I want to ask Mr. John is that I'm assuming that majority of the individuals on this call is low-hanging system participant. One of the major things I keep hearing a lot about is the mugs, which I guess because it's a simpler program to start with. The one of the walls, well, one of the thoughts, and I'm speaking in the past now going forward, how do we defer that thought? Because I know when we think about, the starting off with the mugs as an item to sell, the thing in my mind is that so many people are doing this. How do I break success from that? I know you can understand. I know you can. It's kind of the mind doesn't fathom. How do you break past that fact? The fact that so many people are doing the same thing. How do I excel and become the number one?
Okay, so great questions. You're going to find the answers in your accelerator modules. So are you going through those?
There's so much information I'm going through according to you, appetizers.
Okay, well, great.
I feel I'm being hit with so much, so my brain is trying to process. But while I'm processing, I've already designed over 60 different variations of mugs. I've only been here since Friday, but my point is this: in my mind, I'm like saying, okay. Part of me says it doesn't make sense, but I'm trying to ignore the don't make sense because I'm a part of the 1%ers and not the 98ers, if you know what I mean.
Right. So who's your accountability rep?
Ted Lewis.
Fantastic. That's the third time Ted's name has come up today. I wonder if Ted's even on. Ted, are you on here? I don't see Ted. All right. So he called you?
Cool. We were on with you, so I'm going to call him back after this.
Very good. Very good. Well, I put out the alert that Missy needs a little extra love, Nina as well. But Ted is going to put you into the accelerator program. We're going to have a little session, you and I. We're going to meet, and what you're going to see is, and I'll give you a short answer right now because I don't want you sitting there in a state of mystery or unsolvable problems. Okay, so here is planet Earth, and there's 7.5 billion people on it. Many of them shop online, and their proclivities change day to day, minute to minute, year to year. So it's impossible to saturate. So despite the fact that there are hundreds of thousands of people attempting to make a living online, you have the unfair advantage of getting workable strategies from someone who's already made millions and who's going to show you what they did. And then you just give your own unique spin on it, which nobody else in the world can quite do. And then because we're dealing with such an accessible on-ramp, right? Something like coffee cups, right? Then from there, you could expand into other things. I'm sure you're aware of people like, and this is a big example, okay, but Damon John, for example, right? Here's a guy who was selling T-shirts out of the trunk of his car. Now he's a billionaire, right? So all of this is by scale, but we can't, unless you've got like a magic helicopter or something, we can't just start at the top of the mountain. We got to start here, and you could accelerate fast, right? Different people go at different speeds. Hence, the whole title of Accelerator, right, is we want to show you how to really maximize this and go really fast, because it's just a whole lot more fun to make money fast than it is to make it slow. You don't buy Bugattis by selling, a couple of coffee cups on the weekend, right? So you're playing a bigger game. You're in the right place. And just know that more will be revealed as you continue down that path. Definitely get with Ted, and I'll make sure he reaches out to you as well. I'm sorry, what was your name again? I got AA and a picture of a Bugatti.
I'm actually DL. My name is DL. Like DL.
Got it.
Okay. I'm DL.
Right.
Or the Black Donald Trump. Either one you want.
Fantastic. Sign me up. So yeah, anything you put in your Zoom account is what I'm going to call you, right? So I see you as AA. So in the future, yeah, if you can help me with that, because we got thousands of members now. Awesome stuff. Glad you're here. I do see Asia's hand is up. Asia, I would love to hear from you. Come on down, my friend.
Hi, John.
Hey.
I'm off camera as usual. I just wanted to say that this has been super helpful. It has been surprising. I didn't expect to get personal development from this because I was like, hey, it's mug printing and stuff like that. But it's been incredibly helpful. I, for some reason, got suspended. My Etsy account got suspended before I could even put a product up, which is frustrating. But I'm still here. And I'm going to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know why that happened. The whole weekend I was trying to put a product up, and then I finally got around to it, and then I saw that the account was suspended. So I have to contact people and all of that fun stuff. But I just wanted to say that this that you do every morning is incredibly helpful.
Well, thank you. I'll keep showing up. Thank you.
Thank you.
We've got people who know more on the tech side of that, and this isn't Armageddon. It's a suspension, and yeah, so you're going to be fine. All right, but thank you again for the validation on that, because Asia and everyone, we don't always know what effect we're having. Like I've been hosting mastermind groups and such like this for well over a couple decades, and I've got people who've been showing up for a couple of decades, and sometimes people will say, you know what, John, something you said on that call back in 2004 changed my life. And I'm like, enlighten me, please. I don't remember what it says. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth until I hear it. Like for real. And so they were like, when you said that, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Sometimes I don't know what effect I'm having. So I'll keep showing up. And thank you guys for showing up. This is just the beginning. We're going to look back and you're going to be like, my goodness, look how far we've come. So expect that. All right. Anybody else? I see another hand up. Come on down.
Yeah, Mr. John, it's me again. So
yes, sir.
Reflecting back on what you said earlier. So when you made the reference about Damon John, you were saying that because T-shirts are all over the place, but he exclusively did what he did with his T-shirts. Is that what you were exactly trying to scale from that message?
Well, yeah, my purpose of saying that was to give you an example of somebody who started with no business and who's now a billionaire doing customized, fashion, clothes, things like that. So that is one demonstration of how you can scale a business from the trunk of a car to, international, fame and fortune and what have you. All right. So, yeah. In fact, last time I saw Damon John, it was with my friend Grant Cardone at his 10X Summit thing that we were at Marlin Stadium in and they rolled the Rolls Royce right onto the stage. It was kind of fun. So nice. There you go.
Nice. Thank you.
All right. It says here my connection is unstable. Live. Oh, you're welcome. Are we still? Okay. I hope so. Nina, can you confirm that we are live? I see your hands up, Nina.
Yeah.
Nina?
I still see.
Very good. Okay. Mm-hmm. Did you have a comment, my friend?
Yes. For the people whose representative is, or accountability buddy is Ted, he just reached out to me, so he might be getting back to you all shortly.
Fantastic. So Ted's on the case. There we go.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, shall we wrap up with that? Sounds good, everybody? Everybody ready to have an awesome friggin' week? Let's do it. If not us, then who, right? I mean, here we go. I'll see you all again tomorrow, same bat time.